Today on Rob's Review, we're going to test the Inflate-R. We'll see how good this multi-use compact wireless air pump can inflate a basketball, a bicycle tire, motorcycle tire, a track car tire, and even an SUV tire. We're going to put it to the test and see its limits, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Rob's Garage. I'm Rob. This here's the garage where we maintain, repair, upgrade, and track the likes of BMWs, Mini Coopers, Land Rovers, Ferraris, Corvettes, Japanese motorcycles, and occasionally we'll do product reviews. I was shopping around for a miniature portable air compressor, something battery operated or rechargeable that I could keep in my motorcycle. And at the same time, I've been thinking about getting something for the track. I see a lot of guys at the track with these big, bulky air compressors. Just set the pressure you want, you plug it in, boom, it sets it in no time. But I don't want to carry something else big and bulky. So I thought to myself, well, let me see what's out there that could do both. I reached out to 3 companies, including Inflate-R and 2 competitors. I gave them a challenge. I said, hey, are you interested in having a head-to-head contest to see how your product compares to your closest competitors? I did tell them that I'm going to test the hell of it, and I'm going to give my very open, candid, honest feedback. The other 2 did not respond to my inquiries.
You chicken? Nothing but a little chicken.
So I haven't used this yet. I don't know how good it's going to be, but let's try it out. They advertise they can pump up basketballs. It can be used as a light. Car tires, bicycle tires, motorcycle tires. Great. Exactly what I'm looking for. Product highlights, multi-use, 150 PSI air pump, portable power bank. You could use it to charge your mobile phone or what have you, anything with a USB. An emergency flashlight, great. Let's see how good this does. I'm excited. User manual. Here's, must be our power bank. Let's see, here we are. Here's your different modes: bicycle, moped, I assume motorcycle, car, basketball. Okay, cool. Let's, where are these? Oh, there we go. There's the light. Push a button here, you got a light. So you have different settings. No, this looks like one setting, no strobe or anything like that. Be cool if I had a strobe light. It appears we've got the power cable here. We'll charge this thing up fully. Make sure it's got a full charge before we test it. If you don't want to USB charge it, you can plug this in like so. You see a light coming on. Plug that into your car outlet. It's a little, should it be going all the way in? Okay, that's a little strange. I would think that would go push all the way in. Just kind of goes halfway, but okay. And then we have our line here for the inflation. Inflate-R, I mean, it describes exactly what it does. Very simple. All right, and then it appears it's got some different adapters here. Okay, cool. Let's start by charging it up. Okay guys, while it's been on the charger here for about an hour and a half or so, I noticed one thing. The instructions say that the lights will be red when you start to charge it, and then it'll turn green when fully charged. But what I've noticed is the lights are blue, and as it's charged, it lights up a different light until probably all 4 lights are fully blue. So it's not quite there yet. We're going to give it a little more time to get fully charged. In the meantime, I went ahead and deflated the obstacles that we're going to try and inflate. Got 5 that we're going to test today: a basketball, a bicycle, motorcycle, car, and an SUV. We're fully charged now. I've got the needle adapter on. This basketball calls for 8 PSI. It's currently at 4 according to this. So we are going to pump it to 8 and then hit the little button.
Stop and hit 8.
wait. Oh, there it goes. Next test, bicycles. We got a lot to choose from. I got a lot of kids. Let's do my wife's bike. You know, I thought that this took that French adapter there, but it's unfortunately no. Because I was hoping we could test out the French adapter, but we can't. It takes just the regular American. So we're gonna put this on there. This thing has no air in it. It says 33. Let's cycle through here. Okay, bicycle. We're gonna put this at 60 psi. So far, this is pretty intuitive, so fairly easy to use. Okay, 60. There we go. Registering 0. There we go. This thing is so flat. Man, that's already feeling pretty full. We're only at 10 psi. Instructions say that after it's been, operating for a minute, it may get warm, but I haven't felt it overheat or anything yet. No, I wish I had a decibel reader. Not decimal, but decibel reader. Because I'd love to measure how loud this is. It's really not that loud. I'm yelling, but it's very bearable. It's not nearly as loud as the air compressor in my garage. There we go. 60. Very nice. Now, next up, we've got a rear motorcycle tire from a Yamaha R6. And this will be a real test. So far, this is just kid games. Now we're getting to the real stuff. This is really why I was looking for one of these pumps. Compact, go on the motorcycle. And I have lowered the pressure to 30 psi. We're going to try and pump it up to 35. This is on a, what is it, 180 55 17 tire. And I will say, one of the things I was worried about is how good can I get on the nipple of the tire. Say it wasn't too bad. You saw me do it there. Okay, we're gonna go 35. Now, admittedly, I have this up on a jack at the moment. Oh, that's bar. I had to go back and look at the instruction manual, and I think I figured it out that the way this is preset, bicycle is in PSI, your moped and car is in bar, and then your balls are in PSI. And I don't think there's a way to change it. So if you're going to follow PSI, use the bicycle pump here, or mode here, and we're going to set that to we want 35. Again, I preset this at 30. Here we go. And it stopped on its own. Okay. Now the reason I'm doing, the PSI I did on this, just 5 pounds, is because I'm trying to simulate real world. You go out to your motorcycle in an early morning, it's cold out, and you've lost 5 pounds. That's not uncommon. So I'm not trying to do a tire that's completely flat, because how often is that going to happen? So far, so good. We've gone through 3 tests. This thing is not warm at all. Now on to the M3 wheel. I originally said we were going to try and do a track tire, a track wheel, but I didn't want to change it. So we're going to just stick with my street tires. These are 245 35 19s. And I purposely deflated them from 35 to 25 pounds. Is I am going to try and simulate what I have at the track. So on the track, I might be running at 25 psi, and if I want to add a few pounds here or there, great. At the end of the day, if you want to put your tires back up about 10 psi. Not uncommon for people if they're driving their performance tires back on the street. So we're going to give that a try. Let's turn it back on. You hold the middle button. It says 26 psi. That seems pretty close to what my digital gauge measured. I think when we're done with this test, we're going to try to compare my digital gauge against this readout to see how close it is. So 26, we are going to pump it up to 35. Well, like I said, you guys that may drive on street tires at the track, maybe they're 200 tread wear. You take them to the track and back, driving on the street, you don't change your wheels at the track. Not uncommon for you to add 10 pounds, right? Get back to, go from, you know, track PSI back up to street PSI. We're about halfway so far. This thing has been pretty reliable. Again, no heat. The decibel is not that loud. Vibration is very bearable. You know, I'm holding it. Barely feel the vibration. It's nothing. Very portable, and that's what I was looking for. Something small. Now, the true test is going to be, will it fit in the back, under the back, the rear seat of my motorcycle? That we need to test for. Because if it's not small enough to fit, you know, in the back of your motorcycle, it may not be as feasible as I would like. You can always carry it around in a backpack, but it'd be great to just leave it in the bike, you know what I mean? But for a car, you can easily put this in your glove box. Very compact. You can use a cigarette lighter to charge it. You can use a USB-C to charge it. And you can even use it as a power supply with a USB port. So there we go, 35, shut off. Just like my lights. Damn lights. All right, there we go. Not bad at all. Now let's see how close that is to my digital gauge. I use these Stockton gauges, and I found they're very accurate as long as the battery is charged up or, well, replaced. They don't charge. 34 psi, interesting. So the Inflate-R read about 1 psi higher. Okay, now for the ultimate test. This is a 20-inch tire. It's a, we have 265 50 20 on a Range Rover Sport. And I have deflated it 20 pounds. All right, so I took it from 37 pounds to 17. And we are going to see if this thing will inflate after already being, you know, used quite a bit and reducing the battery. It's reading 19, about 2 pounds higher than my digital gauge read. And you can see, physically see that even the tire looks low. Increase this, we're going to 37, boys.
This may take a while. I don't know if I like doing that. I'm going to set it and come back.
Well, let's say you're going off-roading. You want to take some air out of the tires a bit before you go on the edgy rocks, the pointy rocks. You might reduce it a bit. I don't know about 20 psi, but this is a little extreme of a test. But that's what we want to do. We want to put this through the test. We want to put it through the ringer. Not warm at all. I mean, it says in the instruction manual that after about a minute, you should feel it get warm. It's, I mean, barely warm. Now it's getting, the hose is getting hot. I will say that, the hose is hot. Especially at the base. Ooh. Yeah, that's hot. Not so bad up here. But just watch the base of it. But I mean, the unit itself is not that hot. The owner's manual did say you're going to want to make sure this is charged about every 2 months or so, regardless if you use it or not. So if you keep this in your glove box, in your motorcycle, if it fits, we'll test that next. Be sure you check it every 2 months or so to make sure it's fully charged. There we go. Battery ended. Couldn't make it, but that was close. That was very close. 5 psi short after doing further tests. Turns out, had plenty of battery left. Plugged it up in the USB charger, and they had 3 lights. The 4th one was flashing, indicated it was charging. Now what happened was it overheated. It overheated after all those tests we were doing. So I let it cool down, and then I finished pumping up the tire there. As you can see, it works just fine. So it just overheated. 5 tests down. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this. Didn't quite pass our 5th and final test, but that was a challenge, especially after already having pumped up 4 other items. Final assessment here to determine how well I would use it on the street is, will it fit in my motorcycle? Now, this is my daily rider, a Yamaha R6. I'll take the toolkit out here and see how we can. So, will that work? It's a little. No, that's not gonna fit. Let's try it this way. That looks like our best bet. And maybe the toolkit can fit. Yep, there we go. Fit right there on the side. Hey, thumbs up. It fits. Well, to wrap things up here in Robb's review of the Inflate-R, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being unimpressed and 5 being excellent, I am going to rate it 4.5. Did really, really well, especially for a miniature compressor of this size that can fit in the back of a motorcycle. But I'd say a couple things didn't lead me to give it a full 5. If you refer to the owner's manual, I think it needs a slight update in regards to the power charging. You know, it's blue lights, 4 blue lights instead of red to green. Not a big deal. But the thing that was most confusing to me, as you could tell, was the PSI versus bar. I thought you could go to the different modes between, you know, bicycle, the motorcycle, the car, and determine whether you wanted to read in PSI or bar. Turns out that's not the case. I'll provide a link in the description to where you can purchase this online. I think it's a great value. That's my honest, candid review. But I really encourage you guys to give them some business because I'm just really impressed with how well it works. I will keep it in my daily motorcycle. I'm going to take it to the track. I'm going to brag about it to my friends. Come find me in the pits in the garage and try it out yourself. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. This is Rob from Robb's Garage doing another fine Robb's review, and I'll see you on down the road.